Hello everybody, welcome back to the Norwegian 737 project. How are all you flight geeks doing? I just thought maybe I'd shoot this short video to show you a really awesome gadget in ProSim. Looking at my instructor station right now, you can see on top that's Active Sky Next running. And also on this lower part of the screen, I want to show you something pretty cool with PFPX, ProSim, and a brand new, or it's not brand new, but it's in development still, a complete ACARS system for the simulator itself. So let me show you just real quick how I do this. Alright, so what you're looking at right now is PFPX. I just made me a short flight from Oslo to Bergen. And I calculated it, and it's now ready for release right there. Let's see, let's press release. Okay, now it's released. Now we'll take all this weight that's been calculated. Let's send it to Topcat. That's Topcat right there. 92 passengers plus 3 children. We'll have 0 fuel weight of 50.8 tons. I'll export, send. And there it goes. While this is sending, we are ready to jump in the cockpit and have a look at what happened inside my ACARS system. Alright, so here we are in the cockpit. I just flipped on the battery switch. We're on ground power right now. Nothing else is initiated. Let's go and have a look at the ACARS system. Okay, this is what we're greeted with when I just started up the ACARS system from the instructor station. Now it has to be initiated. So I press TEC, and I again press TEC, and now it's initiated. D-Link menu. If we're going back now to the root menu, and we go to data link, this is what you're greeted with. Let's go ahead and see how we're going to bring up this flight. AOC, and let's go pre-flight. Initialization. Okay, this page is now blank. Let's see what happens when we press auto. You'll see VHF in progress, and in a few seconds you'll see things coming alive. Oh, look at that. There we are. So Gardermoen to Bergen. It's the March the 4th today, and Norshuttle 612. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we go to pre-flight requests. Well, let's go and see if we can get our flight plan from dispatch. Again, VHF in progress. And it's a little bit slow, and it's intentional because you can choose whether to have the ACARS slow like the real thing or instant. Of course, we want to have this as the real thing. Oh, look at that. We just received a message from dispatch. That is our flight plan. Gardermoen over Atlap, N63 to Passer, and then Bergen. Accept? Oh yes, we'll accept. As loading, it's accepted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I go to menu, and I go to FMC, go to route, oh, look at that. Gardermoen, Bergen, Norshuttle 612, next page, Atlap, N63, Passer. Very, very, very cool. Now we can go ahead and press activate and execute. Perf in it. Well, okay, let's have a look at that. Alright, data link, load sheet. Let's test it out. Oh, look at that. That's load sheet. Okay, Gardermoen, fuel, everything we need. And last page, 0 fuel weight, as we saw on the instructor station, 50.8 tons. FMC perf, 50.8. Reserves to Bergen is 1.8. Cost index 15. We'll be cruising at 30,000 feet. Let's go ahead and execute that. We don't really need to fill on all these things because it's such a short trip. And one limit. Now this is where the ACARS menu comes back into play. Data link. AOC pre-flight requests. TODC. Haha! Okay, so it asks Gardermoen, select runway. Okay, for this runway I want to take off on 01 left. Paste it. and I want to do an intersection departure, Alpha 3. There we go. Perfect. Confirm. Next page. Now it wants to know what the weather at Gardermoen is doing right now. I could fill these in manually, but we'll go ahead and press auto. Updating weather, and now it's filled in. 340 at 4, temperature 4, and QNH 1010. Last page, takeoff weight. So 55.3. Thrust, I want to have optimum thrust. Flaps, I want to go flaps 5. Anti-ice off, air condition on, and requests. And there it is. ACARS uplink. Perf. Okay, so we're going to take off 01 left, Alpha 3, dry runway. Okay, so it recommends a flaps 5 takeoff with a D-rate takeoff 2. Let's have a look at that, how we do that. On the other FMC now, I'll go menu FMC N1 limit, and I'll put in my D-rate takeoff 2. I want to have a normal climb, and we're going to put in 51 degrees Celsius. Perfect. Last page for flaps. You know, we're going to use flaps 5, and ProSim has calculated these speeds for us, but we're going to use the speeds that have been calculated for us, and they are 130, 130, and 134. So 130, copy, paste, and 134, paste. Of course, we forgot to set the departure. 01 left, outlap 5 alpha, execute, and again 130, 130, 135, pre-flight complete. Very nice, very nice. Alright, so we have the flight management computer set. If you look at your window right now, you'll see you're gonna get some service. We need to fill up our airplane with some food and stuff.
Please notify a flight attendant. At this time, we also request that you store your electronic devices until we are above 10,000 feet. I will notify you when it's safe to bring these items out for you. If there's any question as to what...
Alright people, so I'm about ready now just to have a look at our pre-flight checklist, where we have pins and covers removed, oxygen tested, nav transfer and display switches, normal and auto. Window heat is on, air conditioning pressurization packs and bleed set. The APU bleed off. Flight instruments tracking 195, QNH 1010, reading 690, and that is set. Parking brake set, starter levers cut off, rudder and aileron on trim, print and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing, I don't care. So, okay, that's boarding complete for us right there. Fire her up here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and start up our APU. Anti-collision lights, just so they start closing the doors. Fuel, 4.7 tons, fuel pumps on. Passenger signs is on. Auto brake is now RTO. CDU pre-flight and ACARS, pre-flight is complete. Takeoff speeds 130, 130, 135. And MCP 135, heading 014, altitude 7,000. Flight director. And pre-flight checklist complete. Before start checklists. Doors and windows, they're all closed and locked. And flight deck door closed and locked. Anti-collision light on. Transponder set. Before start checklist is complete. And we're pushing. Okay, let's fire her up. Start up engine number 2. We'll put the packs off. APU bleed on. Have pressurization. Let's start up number 2. 25%. Idle. Start number 1. 55, still full. And he just told me to set parking brakes, so I'll do that. That started cut off.
Alright, so the engine's up and running. Flight control test, full deflection, a little bit slow. Cool. Recall. Very nice. Before takeoff checklist, taxi checklist, generators on, ProSimUtils on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, isolation valve is auto, engine start switches, they are continuous. Recalls checked, engine start levers, idle detent, flight controls checked, ground equipment is clear, we have the thumbs up on our left window, APU is off before taxi checklist is complete. Alright. There we go. Alright. The arrow out of the way. There we are. And we're going to make a first turn to the left on taxiway November. Of course. Okay, we can do weather radar on your screen. Also traffic. And for now, we'll keep terrain radar on my side. Oh, come on. Still having a little bit of a problem with the brake pedals and the potentiometers. They're a pain in the ass, I can tell you. Oh, by the way, I had a guy in the comment section. He asked some time ago if I never fly with AI traffic on, and short answer to that is yes. I always fly. Almost always fly with AI traffic on, but I normally don't when I make these videos. And do you know why? If you look out the window, we'll see that we have a whole line of airplanes waiting to take off, and we did a calculation now where we wanted to take off on taxiway on Alpha 3, but the AI traffic always seems to want to use Alpha 3 when they land. So it's gonna pretty much screw up my whole video when I use AI traffic. But for this video, we'll leave it on. Looking at the right window, you can see we cannot make Alpha 3 because we have an airplane coming in right there. So let's continue further down. See if we can do November 2 now. Landing lights, strobes, transponder. Okay guys, you ready for departure? Before takeoff checklist, flaps, 5 planned, 5 green light, stabilizer trims, 5.5 units, cabin coal is given before takeoff checklist is complete. Okay, I'm gonna shut off my microphone so you can hear the engines. people. So, we are on our way. I just thought maybe I'd leave the camera on for you to watch the entire takeoff process instead of talking too much. So, what's new? Well, looking out the window, yeah, I've been working on the windshield wipers. Remember, I just had one windshield wiper. I was unable to get a hold of the second one, so what I did is the windshield wiper on the first officer's side right there, I made it entirely out of wood. So I just took measurements from the original one and I just started carving. So the arm that comes from the swivel all the way up to the windshield blade, the wiper blade, is carved out of one single piece of wood. Pretty satisfied with it. It looks almost identical to the original thing. By the way, the windshield wiper blade over there, that is made of MDF. It's really easy to work with, and I have a lot of experience working with MDF, so that's what I use for making that one. So I just checked the weather at Bergen, and we have winds from 180 at 6 knots, so that's going to favor runway, the southerly runway, and that is runway 17. QNH 1015, let's pre-tune that. This is what the airport looks like, runway 17 and runway 35. Looking at the standard arrival chart, passer to November, passes all the way over to BR 624, where it wants to start a fan shape or a DME arc, but we're not going to do that. I'm just planned a direct routing from BR 624 to Gilva. Of course, from Gilva, there we go, from Gilva we're going to be heading to Bablu, where we're going to intercept the inbound course of 170 and start descent, and we have a minimum descent of 367 feet today. 367 inbound course, like we just talked about, was 170. I'll tune that in on both sides, and I'll do the nav radio here pretty soon. And now I got to reset out MCP altitude, getting close to top of descent. Put an initial altitude of 10,000 feet. There we go. Top of descent. Throttle just retarded to idle. And we're on our way. Let's do a landing calculation, shall we? Let's go ahead. Alright, let's go. Menu, ALC, and now we get in-flight. Weather request, we don't really have to do that, but request. Let's take a TODC landing calculation. Echo November, Romeo, select runway. We're going to be landing on runway 17. I'll paste it right in there. Confirm. Next page. That's the weather. Let's go auto. And that's the weather right now. So variable 4 knots, temperature QNH 1016. Actually, that QNH is wrong. It's 1015. And the next page, landing weight. We'll be landing with 53.2 tons. Landing mode will be. Actually, guys, I don't think I've ever showed you an auto land in this thing. Let's do an auto land. Air condition on. Flaps. Let's do. We got winds variable. We'll do a flaps 40 auto land with auto brake to 2. Anti-ice is off, and then we'll send the request. We'll see what it comes up with. You'll see these numbers are pretty similar. What the FMC actually calculates and what comes out of this calculation. Okay, ACARS, that's uplink, and that's our performance. Flaps 5, condition, landing, auto land, brakes, landing weight maximum, climb limited, last page. Alright, so we have a VREF of 126 and a V approach speed of 131. And if you look at what the airplane calculated, the FMC, it calculated a flaps 40 speed 127. So that's plus minus 1 knots, and we'll keep that. And it just gives you the landing distances available, required, and actual. It's a pretty cool feature, and then it gives you the missed approach information. And that's about it. Return. Yeah. Alright, so let's get this thing rolling. $10,000 lights, signs. 1017, we'll go from standard to local. Okay, we're just past Pablo. We're heading select. Now we have the localizer alive. And the glide slope is alive. Go approach. And go 5 degrees of flaps. And 180 knots initially now. Go ahead and I'll disconnect the microphone so you can listen to the engines now.